A lot of torque. I'm going to shut it down, and you can see how long it takes this thing to spool down. That's a 5-inch wheel with 8-inch magnets. They're 3 inch, 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and they're about as thick as the outer end of that rim, about a ½ inch thick. They're cylinder magnets, or you could double up with those disc magnets. And I'm going to shut it down. And a lot of torque. And notice the clearance down here, because you have to get very close for a 5-inch wheel. Got to be almost right on top of the coil. Okay, about 2,000 RPM, a little better than 2,000 RPM. So I'm going to shut it down. That's a shut-off battery right here. Just take one lead loose. There it is. And by the way, while it's shutting down, it's still powering this setup. So you got the caps back in the power box for delivering voltage up to this lamp, which basically then is charging the battery while there's no power applied to it. Because it takes forever for this thing to spool down. And I'll let it spool down, you can see what happens. And it's still going. I got bearings in here, and I got not the cheaper bearings in here. I got these, I guess made out of plastic, some type of composite bearings. They're high-end bearings in here, and it does make a difference on your length of time that it takes to spool down and everything else. I got one bearing there on the outside of that, and on the other side over there, on the outside, I have another bearing, same kind of bearing. And that's a phenolic wheel. And if you do make this, when you drill those holes out, you've got to be darn careful to drill them out accurately, because if you don't, the thing will be out of balance. Now I thought a pretty good job, because it's not, it's pretty balanced, pretty good. You'll know that as soon as you start winding it up, it'll start shuddering and shaking and everything else. And another little trick you want to do is, once you epoxy those bearings in there, or the magnets in there, excuse me, into the wheel, you want to put the outer covering. I found out that there's an athletic tape. It's a wrap tape you wrap around your arms and stuff like it athletes use. It's very, very good. It's very strong. I don't know what it's made out of, probably nylon or something. And it has a sticky, sort of a tacky surface. And you can wrap that, and it comes in about 1.5 inches width. You wrap that around the outside. Get black tape, by the way. Wrap that around the outside of your wheel, whatever you're making. You won't be eating the magnet if those magnets decide to come loose. That's the last thing you want in your face. And then once the magnet comes loose, that wheel will probably break free and shake right off of the axle, because you don't want an out of balance condition. So I did a lot of safety precautions, and that's one of the things I did, is I wrapped the wheel. It's spooling down now, and I'll just hold the camera on there. It does spool all the way down. I've been trying different things out, and this is better as far as torque than a 2-inch magnet, that expensive magnet I was talking to you about, the diametric 2-inch magnet. As far as torque and spool down time, it takes a longer time, much longer time to spool down. A much higher torque, because the weight is on the outside of the circumference, and that's got 5 inches versus 2 inches. And you want to have your spacing. Use a 5-inch wheel, a 10 or a 15-inch wheel, and a spacing in the magnets on each wheel will be like 1.96 center to center. That's your spacing for your magnets. And if you use anything other than a 5 or 10 or 15-inch wheel, like try a 6 or 4 or 8, something like that, you find that spacing doesn't exist. It just doesn't work out mathematically. So you want to sort of stick to that. This being a 5-inch wheel and 8-inch magnets, it works pretty darn good. And the thing just seems to favor, the whole setup seems to favor a 2-inch spacing between magnets. So, and bigger surface area magnets. So if you're I use a 3/4 inch magnet, 3/4 inch diameter magnet, but you could use a larger surface magnet if you have enough width on a wheel to put them, and it should work out even better. But there it is. It's almost a spool all the way down, but it took a long time to do that. So it pretty much covers what I was going to show you. Thanks for watching, folks.